This is not an unfortunate occurrence, Ernst. Our first failure to capture an overlord, that was an unfortunate occurrence. This is our sixth.
I'm preparing a report for Reichsführer Himmler. It will name those accountable for these failures.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, Herr Ritter. But capturing an overlord is an SS operation. I'm in the army, not the SS.
It's the army who controls our agents in Britain.
It's your people who have failed us. I think that's all I need.
Very well, gentlemen.
Heil Hitler. Heil Hitler.
You must be something of an enigma to Ritter. You leave the army for the SS, but you bring the brass monkeys with you.
Yes. Hear all evil, see all evil, say nothing. It was you who first told me the old motto. Jürgen, you know Ernst Ritter is in his office right now finishing that report to Himmler.
What do you want me to tell you?
We know the Allies will soon hold a dress rehearsal of the invasion in Channel waters. We expect that overlords will take part. The time and the place of this rehearsal, Jürgen. That's all I need.
Have a little patience, my dear Walter. We have an agent inside Allied intelligence. Codename Emerald. He's working on it right now.
Good one. Good catch. Quick. Okay, you ready, Nicholas? Here it comes. All right, good grab. Good one.
Is that the Yank?
Yes. His name's Gus Lang, on loan to us from the OSS. The Germans think he's one of theirs. They recruited him in '34, right out of university. Yale, I think it was.
One.
Is he any good?
Judging from his past work for us, I'd say he's the best double we've got. The Germans call him Emerald. And from now on, he's your boy. What about some tea?
Captain Lang, you're in next.
Thanks a lot, fellas. Gotta go.
Morning, Emerald.
Good morning, Callahan. This morning, the news is really special. You're going to have to say pretty please.
Berlin tends to discourage blackmail.
Oh, bullshit. They invented it.
Out of the question.
Very well, then. It's been swell, Irish. Let's chat again real soon.
Wait.
I'll accept a donation from my favorite charity in the amount of £4,000.
Impossible.
Every farthing goes to widows and orphans. I promise. Come on, Patrick. Just nod your head. There'll be an exercise in Lime Bay off the south coast of Devon. 1 landing craft, maybe 2. They'll leave Devon at 2000 hours and proceed south. There'll be overlords aboard. I should think an E-boat squadron would do rather nicely.
We forgot the date.
You forgot the money.
Officers, excuse me, sir, did you want a copy sent to...
In here, please, sir.
Colonel?
Did you have a pleasant afternoon?
Told Patrick the tale. He drooled all over himself when he heard there'd be overlords aboard. I got him so worked up, I picked up 4,000 for the war relief.
4,000 quid.
I should have asked him for 4 million. He thinks he's got D-Day on a platter. Poor bastard's gonna be screaming for his money back when that boat never shows.
The fact is, we're going to give them a boat. A decoy, not a real LST, something smaller, less sophisticated. Of course, there'll be no overlords on board.
No overlords? How many men? They're sending an E-boat squadron to intercept. I ordered that squadron.
It's a very high price to pay, but it's a necessary price.
In whose judgment?
I've got to give the Nazis this boat. I have to protect someone. Someone in Berlin. Our ace in the hole. I can't lose him. No matter what the cost.
It's gotta be Calais. It's what, 40, 50 miles across the channel?
30. That's why it can't be Calais. Too obvious.
Yeah, you see, that's why it will be Calais, because they won't expect the obvious.
Sure. Hitler is gonna mass all his guys on the Turkish border, because he knows we're subtle. You know, don't you, Lieutenant? The lieutenant here is setting up all our wireless equipment for our little rehearsal tonight. But I think you know where the real one's gonna be.
Sure. Act doesn't make a move without me.
Lieutenant Wheeler here knows all sorts of stuff. Like, for example, how many seasons did Babe Ruth hit 40 home runs?
13. That was a setup. Okay, Lieutenant. How many times did Bambino hit more than one homer in a game? 73. That kind of stuff don't mean shit. The only fact worth knowing is that Babe hit 714 big ones, and nobody nowhere gonna hit that many, never.
Okay, Colonel, you want to tell me why you got me out of bed? What's up?
Allied Command canceled all naval activity in the area, including our dummy run. Instead, they held a real rehearsal. A secret bloody rehearsal for the landings at Utah Beach.
We didn't tell them about the decoy run. You mean to tell me we never told Allied Command what we were doing?
This was the one that we couldn't leak, not even to Allied Command.
Hell, Hitler doesn't even need an army with Allied intelligence on the job.
Well, there's a little bit more. Survivors reported that some of the men in the water were picked up by the Germans. And that's why we're in this bloody jeep driving out of bloody Devon, and we're going to pray every inch of the way that Himmler hasn't landed himself an overlord. The boats that went down were crawling with them.
Our tag, sir. Put him in here. Another half track down here. Flag is coming. Yeah, take these bodies, put them over on the other side of that truck, off the stretcher. Right away, sir. Corporal, kick out. Yes, sir, we just got 14 in this section.
Oh, so Jeffrey taking all this.
He knew there was a risk involved, but he had set his sights somewhat higher than total disaster.
Which way now?
Oh, that's it. Lift it from the leg. Push the legs. That's it.
Colonel, here's the list of overlords.
Thank you. Rattigan. Well, that's the last. Except one.
Your Emerald did his job very well. We've taken 4 prisoners, 3 of them not even officers, useless.
And the 4th?
He refused to give his name or rank. But under intensive interrogation, one of the others identified him as Lieutenant Andrew Wheeler. Quite young, but apparently a wireless expert without peer, and no doubt an overlord. He's been taken to Paris, to Vincennes prison, for questioning.
My compliments for what will surely be another of your triumphs, Walter.
No, Jürgen. I want this to be our triumph. If this boy is an overlord, then his interrogation may help end this war. Something we both want.
Wheeler, Andrew Robert, graduated University of Texas at 17. MIT at 20. Electrical engineering, commissioned as a lieutenant in the U.S. Army at 22. Coordinates wireless for section. Why in hell are we giving this to the Germans?
I think you'd do better just to concern yourself with the material in Lieutenant Wheeler's file, Captain.
Maybe.
Shy, introverted, brilliant, the worst kind of risk. I think he might crack under the slightest pressure.
Well, if we can't count on this kid for your brand of courage, Colonel, we better come up with something to keep him off the rack. Maybe add a medical condition to his file. Something heart-related. Difficult to confirm on examination, but deadly enough to kill him if he's subjected to any kind of torture.
Don't you think, Captain, that might be a trifle suspicious?
Suspicious as hell, Colonel. But I don't think the Germans will take the chance it might not be true.
From what I read in his medical file, normal Gestapo questioning might kill him.
In any case, what a man tells you under torture is only what he believes will stop the torture. It may or may not be the truth.
On balance, I would still say interrogation by misdirection. The formal interrogation would be mere staging. The real interrogation would be conducted by an agent undercover, posing as a trusted fellow prisoner.
Your agent would have to be British. Or better still, American.
What about your emerald?
He's stuck in London.
Yeah. You told me Captain Lang not only is Emerald, British intelligence believes he's working for them, tracking Emerald. Now, suppose we'd send a message to England in a code we know they've broken, one we know they will intercept, ordering Agent Emerald to come to Paris. All we do is sit back and have the English deliver him for us.
I expect you've guessed that your trip to Paris is more than a glorious coincidence. It was arranged.
Colonel Peters alluded to a certain ace in the hole.
A German intelligence officer. A patriot in the purest sense of the word, who believes that the only catastrophe for his people greater than Allied victory would be a Nazi victory. This man has arranged for you to be on the interrogation team, which includes General Walter Hoffman of the SS, former army officer, Colonel Jürgen Brausch, senior intelligence officer of the German army. And then there's Colonel Ernst Ritter of the SS, a protege of Heinrich Himmler, and an absolute fanatic about Jews.
Sounds like a great group of guys.
Never underestimate them for a moment. They'll be sizing you up in Paris. You must be on your guard because they'll have you followed, monitored.
I get the picture, sir. I'll be on my best behavior, I promise you.
You will be given a French contact, one in wireless communication with us.
That sounds awfully complicated, sir. Why can't I report directly to your so-called ace in the hole?
Because, for one thing, I won't tell you his name. Captain, if they find you out, you may be subjected to some rather spirited interrogation. What you don't know, you can't tell them. In the event that Lieutenant Wheeler has revealed the actual details of the Normandy landing before you arrive, you must report this to us immediately. And the invasion will, of course, be cancelled. I only hope to God that is not the case. It'll take us months to remount. We also believe that despite all our plans, sooner or later the boy could crack, which brings us to our last possibility, Captain Lang. Before it's all over, you might have to eliminate Lieutenant Wheeler.
My name is Colonel Ernst Ritter. It is common courtesy to exchange name and rank with a fellow officer. You have been a most discourteous fellow. Captain Traeger was quite embarrassed by his failure to obtain your name and rank.
Traeger is in the army, a gentle poetic breed, filled with romantic fancies, Geneva rules, and so on. The SS shares your disdain for these outmoded rules. You may now consider them discarded.
You think you have faced your fear and lived through it? Seen the bottom of it? Actually, you have a great deal more to look forward to.
Major resistance, boys! Right there! Making it to Paris! If you're lucky!
It's a long way to Paris.
Yes, it is. Good morning.
I'm Andre. Captain Line, get in quickly. Put the bag in the back. Good.
Papers, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go over it again. Day after tomorrow, Palais Royal, first metro after 10 a.m., second car from the last.
Okay. Your contact will have a French-German dictionary with a newspaper in it. The date will be circled in red.
Good luck. Thank you.
Taxi, monsieur?
Emerald has arrived safely.
Oh, regarde la drogue.
Eh oui, écoute, ce soir, c'est un peu...
May I see your newspaper?
Yes, of course.
Thanks. You always read this paper?
Not very often. My name is Claire Jouvet.
I was expecting Peter Lorre.
You need someone to pass on your messages to the wireless people. They thought a girlfriend would be best.
Oh, did they now? You have a family?
I have a son. He's 5. I sent him to stay with friends in the country.
And his father?
It doesn't matter. He's not in Paris.
How long have you been married?
I never married.
Well, what do you do? I mean, when you're not being a girlfriend.
I'm an artist. If I don't suit you, they'll find someone else.
No, you suit me.
I'll be in the gardens at the Palais Royal, Sunday at 1.
Captain Lang.
Oh ja, ich verbinde Sie. Bitte warten Sie einen Moment.
Welcome to Paris. Please sit down and be comfortable.
I am comfortable, Colonel. Rested from my journey. Fit for duty.
Good. I must tell you, Captain, for an American, you look just like one of us.
I am German. I've never felt any kinship with other Americans. For me, they're simply foreigners.
What are your feelings towards American Jews?
Jews I've met in America, I tend to think of as Americans.
But the Führer teaches that the Jews are a race. Do you think the Führer might be mistaken? General Hoffman, Colonel Brausch, Captain Lang.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Captain Lang. If you also will forgive us, Colonel Ritter and I have some unfinished business.
It's a lovely morning, Captain. Will you join me in the park?
Yes, certainly.
My father was a quiet little man. A clerk, he worked with figures. But his one big dream in life was to travel. I don't suppose he ever got more than 200 kilometers away from home in his whole life. He was a man of values. He was very strong inside. Your father still alive? You're close? If you don't want to talk about it, I understand.
No, there's just not that much to tell.
The master race. No, Gus? I think you ought to get yourself a girl. Enjoy Paris while you can.
I wouldn't think I'd have time for that sort of thing locked up in Vincennes prison.
No, you won't be there more than a couple of hours at a time. On the suggestion of Colonel Brausch, we have the prisoner on a program of disorientation. We move him from one cell to another, change his meal times, sleep patterns, interrogators, etc. Constant change. There's nowhere for routine or reality to get a foothold. And then we introduce you, a fellow American, an oasis of warmth and support. And then we deprive him of you. 2 hours together, say 30 hours apart. And when he sees you again, he'll be ready for intimacy.
Isn't that wasting a lot of time?
We don't waste a second. We watch him 24 hours a day. It's just a matter of giving your subject enough rope.
In that case, maybe we should ask him about his father.
Yes, perhaps we should.
Gentlemen, I think it is time to get started. We do have a rather full agenda of reports on the preliminary phase of interrogation. Captain Traeger will begin with an overview.
Jürgen. Gentlemen.
Lieutenant Wheeler has been interrogated 6 times each day for the past 4 days by various personnel. All procedures have been designed to maximize disorientation. Food, sleep, and interrogation always at irregular intervals. He has been moved constantly from cell to cell, sometimes in solitary confinement, sometimes with an undercover operative as cellmate. Thus far, Wheeler has refused to give his name or rank on any occasion.
I would like to hear the doctor's report about Wheeler's heart condition.
The medical report from England mentions a condition called cardiac arrhythmia. It's not a simple matter to explain to a layperson.
Try.
The heart beats in response to electrical impulses. The atrioventricular bundle is the pathway, so to speak, for these impulses.
Get to the point, Doctor.
The heart can just stop, Colonel. Patient might faint, he might die. It's unpredictable.
And what is your conclusion after examining the prisoner?
Arrhythmia cannot be verified on examination unless an episode coincidentally occurs during an electrocardiogram. It simply happens when it happens.
And could anything help it to happen? Fear or pain, for example?
Stress of any kind would dramatically increase the risk.
And the prisoner could actually die from such an episode?
Most definitely, suddenly and without warning.
What an exquisitely convenient malady for a captured overlord. What are the chances that his report might be fraudulent?
To falsify one man's medical record on the chance that the enemy might steal it, I think that's highly unlikely.
I believe Lieutenant Froben comes next.
Shoot. I was hoping you were the guy who was going to fix the radiator. There's not a lot of steam heated here. I'm Gus Lang.
Hi. How you doing?
Getting by. How about you?
I'm doing okay. Tired, mainly. You don't let me get much sleep.
Me neither. It's one of the methods, you know. Wake you up every hour, move you around, disorient you. Where are you from? Are you gonna make me guess? Well, if I've got to guess, I guess I'd guess you're from Texas. I played so much poker with guys from Texas, I'd know one even if I met them in a French prison. Am I right?
You're right. I'm from Lubbock. I'm Andy. Andy Wheeler.
Nice to meet you.
So, you got him to give you his name, Captain Lang. At least that's a beginning.
There was nothing to it. You think I'm overconfident?
No. Why would you say that?
Now, Wheeler's just a scared kid. He needs a big brother.
Do you feel compassion for him?
Should I?
I think you should, if you can use it. If you don't mind the suggestion.
Not at all, coming from you. Hoffman says you're the master.
Well, it's Walter, actually. Walter has the true gift.
Yes, I sensed that right from the start. I must say it's a pleasure to be working with you both.
You're very kind.
Hi.
No.
Here, I bought these for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Boy, you look great. I'm sure Fritz will appreciate it.
Fritz?
He's a guy who's built like a tank. He's been following me around.
And you actually know his name?
Well, I picked my own name for him. Fritz is the midday shift. The other guys I call Hans and Schultz. Okay, here's today's message. Short and sweet. I met Wheeler. He's told them nothing. They bought the heart thing. More tomorrow. Got it?
Mm-hmm. He's really told them nothing?
Please, no questions, okay? Just send the message.
You know, no one's given me flowers in a long time.
Well, I guess I could have brought you something a little more practical.
Oh, no. I love this. Really.
Good, good. It's just for Fritz, okay? He's probably watching this.
You still can't sell me DiMaggio. The second game of the doubleheader. Williams goes double, double, homer. DiMaggio is 0 for 5.
I was there, Andy.
Yeah, I still don't see how you can take him over Ted Williams. Just look at the averages.
Averages. Averages aren't everything. It's grace. It's such a graceful game. And when it comes to grace, you can't beat DiMaggio. I love to just sit and watch him trot out to the outfield. There's just something about the way the guy moves. I mean, it's like he doesn't even touch the ground.
I guess you've played a lot of ball.
Yeah, I have. High school, college. Third base, mostly. How about you?
I never played much. Bad eyesight. I sure love to watch, though. Whew.
You got a girl?
Stephanie.
Is she blonde? Brunette?
I think of her as a brunette, but she claims she's a blonde. But she's a brunette.
It sounds like a serious relationship.
Steph is my whole life, Gus. Thinking of her. Thinking of her. I mean, it's just about all that's kept me from cracking up since I got captured. We're gonna be married when I get out of here. I guess I should say if I get out of here.
You'll get out of here. My turn to leave you. Thank you. Be seeing you. You know, this is okay, but we've got to start going to more expensive places.
And why is that?
Well, because I'm on an expense account. I get paid very well.
What will you do with all the money?
Well, I'm saving up for a chateau. Let's sit down for a while.
What is it?
I want to know about your son's father.
His name is Paul Duchel. Not much to tell. He was just the man who made me pregnant. I haven't seen him for a long time.
Do you miss him?
You're really very sentimental.
Americans are like that.
Are all Americans like you?
Only the lucky ones. It's close to curfew. Come on, I'll take you home.
Come in. Fritz will expect it.
Also anhalten! Absteigen! Jawohl! Los, los, Beeilung, meine Herren! Geh rechts! Mitkommen! Los! Keine Gegenwehr!
Can't you stop them?
Just a moment!
Claire!
Who is in command here?
Who are you?
I am Captain Augustus Lang, Special Assistant to General Walter Hoffman.
My name is Major Seitz. Please present my compliments to General Hoffman. I trust, my dear Captain, that we have not thoroughly spoiled your night's sleep.
Please, Major, this must be a mistake. This woman is our neighbor. She's done nothing wrong.
A terrorist kills an SS corporal in Montparnasse. Present policy is 20 lives for one, beginning with the killer's family. She's a great aunt. It's purely a police matter. Captain, if you were to make the slightest attempt to intercede for this woman, I would be required to submit an official Gestapo report.
Claire! No, it's a mistake. You can't. She's done nothing wrong.
Forgive her, Major.
She's
She
done
is
nothing.
a little distraught. As
Stop
you said,
it.
you did disturb our sleep.
You can stop them. Please.
Good night, Major.
She's been my neighbor for 5 years.
Und abschließen! Achtung!
My apologies again.
Los, hau mal ab!
Johann!
Yes, sir?
This man Duchel, where is he now?
He used to live with Claire Jouvet.
And what do you know about his reliability?
He's bright. His work product is well regarded.
This report is most valuable. I'm grateful, Johann. See that Duchel is brought here quickly and without anyone's knowledge.
Yes, sir. Sometimes I just wish they'd started.
Start what?
Torture. It's almost worse waiting for it. I just hope to God I can sweat it out. I know D-Day, Andy. I know when and where it's coming. There's a code name for those of us who know. They call us overlords. Heard that name, haven't you?
Sure.
I don't know what your orders are, but I was told if I was captured to keep my trap shut. If things get too rough, I might just have to save my ass. Give him D-Day. Hope I don't, but I just might.
You mean you'd actually tell them about Calais?
Yeah. The real place, Calais. Figured you knew. Smart guy like you. Figured you for an overlord right from the start.
Want me to introduce you to any of Ritter's guests?
I appreciate the offer, but I already took your advice. Her name is Claire Jouvet.
Good for you, Gus. I can't wait to meet her.
What do you think of this?
It's beautiful.
It's the only piece I plan to take back to Berlin. The rest are just expensive. The Jew had money, but no taste. Will you excuse me, please?
Not for long, I hope. Even tonight, I have to compete with the others.
Gentlemen. To Calais and to Emerald. What's the matter?
What if it's really not Calais?
Do you think he lied to you?
I think he trusts me. But what if he thought he was lying to you?
You mean he might suspect that you were being overheard?
It was a little too easy. Just at the moment he told me about Calais. Couldn't you hear it in his voice?
What do you think? Perhaps he would relax in a different setting?
Well, Captain Lang could take him for a stroll in the courtyard. In the open air, he would know that no one could hear them.
A private meeting is against all regulations.
Colonel, you'll have these gentlemen believing you don't trust me.
Security has nothing to do with personal trust.
I agree with Jürgen. An unmonitored interview could be useful. Gentlemen.
You have 1 hour.
I'm with the OSS, Andy. Nazis think I'm working for them and I'm part of their interrogation team. That's why they put me in the cell to get information from you. And one of these Krauts is really on our side. The only problem is I don't know which one it is, so you've got to trust me. You've got to trust me and nobody else.
How do I know?
Normandy, beginning of June. You're in charge of wireless for Utah Beach, aren't you? Does it sound like we're on the same side?
Except for the part about DiMaggio.
We gave you a phony heart condition. It'll keep you off the rack, so whatever you tell me in the cell, if you do it right, that's what these bastards are gonna believe.
You just tell me once. Tell me slow. I'll remember every word for the rest of my life.
We tell them a unit attacking Calais is called FUSAG. 1st United States Army Group. 3 U.S. infantry divisions, 1 Canadian infantry, 1 Canadian armored, commanded by Patton himself. It's all phony. There's no such unit at all. We tell them the invasion is scheduled for the first week of July. Everything they do, everything, will be to make you think they can read your mind. You know why that's so important? Because they can't. But if you think they can, part of you gives up inside. You're trained to judge people, Andy, and you won't give up. You won't even come close. See, the guy who wins isn't the guy with the guns. It's the guy who has more information. They don't know what we're doing. We do. We don't give in and tell them, then we win. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Real simple.
Don't volunteer anything until I give you the okay. If you've kept quiet up till now, any big change will be suspicious.
When you first told me you weren't a prisoner, I figured, this is it. You're going to give me the cyanide, and I'm going to have to die here, in this place.
Yeah, well, I've got other plans for you.
Monsieur Duchel, you have a child out of wedlock. Child's name is Michel Chauvet. That's a crime, you know. The mother is suspected of underground activities. Tell me something about her. Something I would like to know. I doubt your silence is courageous in motivation. Courage doesn't appear in your files. Perhaps you fear punishment for not having reported her activities. To the contrary, I can assure you, your cooperation will be rewarded.
If she were in the underground, I swear to you I never knew about it. Nothing else.
I would like names.
She did have one friend, a Belgian girl named Jasmine. Very outspoken.
That's one name. I'd like others. What about her past? About her family?
There was something. A grandfather or an uncle. He lived in Poland. Maybe Austria. Village. He was Jewish.
Are you quite certain?
She only told me once, but there was considerable detail. Names, places. No question it was true.
Thank you, Monsieur Duchel, for your time. Question me about all of this. Belgian girl, Jewish ancestry. Use every means necessary. When you're certain you know everything, absolutely certain, kill him. Some champagne?
No, thank you.
I would like some.
Now tell me, Colonel, what exactly do you do to earn such a beautiful uniform?
He takes me to dinner for one thing, but he's always late.
Gus showed me the lovely black uniform you've given him, but he never wears it. And when I ask him what he does all day, he says he merely goes to the office and waits for lunch.
Let him tell you charming lies. Our duties are of too technical a nature to interest so beautiful a lady.
So ununiformity. What about you? Surely you must do something very interesting.
What would you imagine I do, Claire?
Well, I imagine you initial documents all day. Perhaps sometimes you chastise black marketeers or saboteurs. Or perhaps you've merely come to Paris to have love affairs.
Between initialing documents and chastising saboteurs, I've had too little time, I'm afraid. I'm surprised Captain Lang hasn't told you anything about his heroic mission.
Well, I'm here to liberate France. To restore to her people their freedom and self-respect. Not to mention their champagne.
He's so generous, always doing things for others.
Mademoiselle, une photo, s'il vous plaît. I'd like a photograph to prove that I've dined with two of the most charming women in Paris. Come closer. Now. Everybody a big smile. Now.
My name is Brausch. I'm a soldier like yourself. I'm your enemy, but I'm an honest man. In a moment, you may go to sleep, if you wish. It'll be your choice entirely. Would you like a cigar? Hmm? You don't smoke. I hope you will think hard, young man, before you send me away without telling me your name. You will never see me again if you do so. And you will come to regret that decision more than you could possibly know. You see, your silence up to now has been punished. The punishment was administered to an American Army captain. His name is Lang. He was told that you would receive comparable punishment if he failed to cooperate with us. He was most cooperative. Accordingly, you will not be punished. Do you understand? So, you may go to sleep now, in a very soft bed, on down pillows. While you sleep, Captain Lang will receive further punishment. Or, if you choose, you may tell me your name and rank, and what you might know about the enemy invasion.
First Lieutenant Andrew Wheeler. 010160. First United States Army Group, coming in the first week of July, commanded by Patton.
The standards in its place have gone to hell. Venison is tough and stringy, as bad as they would have roasted an old tube, served him for dinner. Does that offend you?
Drunks offend me, Colonel. I think perhaps we've passed your bedtime.
Young lady, tell me honestly, would you eat at this table with a Jew?
Remember, Colonel, you've invaded my country. If I'll eat with you, I'll eat with anyone.
I love to eat with you.
What are you doing?
Allow me to be a woman of mystery.
pick up the Belgian girl, her underground activities are beyond question. This is splendid work, Ernst. Truly. Meticulous and irrefutable. Thank you. Now, as to Claire Jouvet, your first supposition is correct. Her Jewish ancestry has been corroborated. But there are no connections with the underground.
Are you quite sure about that?
Yes. In fact, she is a collaborator, a most valuable informer. There you are.
Heil Hitler.
Texas are upon you. You cannot get away. Help me with the next verse, will you, Andy?
I don't know the next verse. Can't help thinking, Gus. I can't turn my mind off. I know we're never gonna get out of here. I'm afraid, Gus. I'm so afraid.
Can't stop thinking. But you have got, right now, to think of things that make you strong. Think of your father. He told me what a fine man he is. Think of Steph. She's still there. You know, you could be seeing her in a couple of weeks. Think how great Ted Williams is.
Ted Williams?
Yeah.
I thought you were not sort of man, you.
I am. But if it helps you get through this, you think of Ted Williams. Hell, think of Babe Ruth if you have to.
Before it's all over, you might have to eliminate Lieutenant Wheeler.
You'll be appalled by Ritter's latest piece of hysterics. He commissioned some Gestapo research on Claire Jouvet.
Ernst was never exactly a trusting sort.
It seems he found a few drops of Jewish blood in the girl's family history.
Nothing else? No other cause for suspicion?
Nothing whatsoever. Just a Jew who died in Poland 60 years ago.
I take it the girl never registered.
A trivial, though capital crime. Ernst, of course, is psychotic on the subject.
Does Gus know that Ritter has been checking on Claire?
Jürgen, I don't think we should upset him by discussing it, you know. I need his concentration down in that cell.
How do you propose to deal with Ritter?
Humor him. It's the only way. I patted him on the head. I told him I shared his concern. It's all quite harmless.
This is very good forgery.
It gets better with practice.
Well, I think it'll have to fool our friend Ritter.
Yes.
Can you tell things about Walter just from his handwriting?
Sure. You see that little loop right there? It means he has liver trouble.
Strange. Doesn't seem like a drinking man.
And the way he makes his S's here means he had a dog named Willem when he was 7 years old.
Does it show that he has a suspicious nature?
Are you still worried about Hoffman? He seems extremely fond of you. Colonel Brush, too.
Well, last week when they let me take Andy into the courtyard, it was a little too easy. It was like they were playing me, giving me just enough rope.
Callahan? I'm honored.
I've been sweating here for 2 hours.
Yes, well, a rather rude bunch in the SS. But perhaps you'd prefer to return to the service of Colonel Brouch.
If Colonel Brouch discovers that I've left his service in the first place, he might become rather rude himself. Besides, you pay better.
How was your trip from England?
I wouldn't have wished it on your mother.
Well, then you must be anxious to return. Now, what have you brought to disillusion me?
Sometimes the English manage to slip even beneath my expectations.
Never underestimate the English.
They neglected to alter Wheeler's medical report in the hospital file. There is no heart condition. That idiot Peters simply assumed his orders had been carried out.
Interesting.
However, there's no way to be sure that Lang knew of the deception.
What can I say? Captain Lang is a helpless victim of coincidence. His mistress meets with a Belgian girl who works in the underground. His immediate superiors in London concoct a heart condition, which he then unwittingly passes on to us. Dear, nobody tells this boy anything. It's enough to make one suggest that the boy consider leaving this line of work.
This is Gus. I don't understand.
You're lying. He's dead and you're alone, Andy. Your so-called heart condition is what we caught him. It's over, Andy. You can't hide from me. 10 hours a day, 20 if need be. You know I find the truth. Your people know that Gus is dead and that he didn't save you. So they must now proceed on the assumption that you will be forced to reveal everything.
Bring you greetings from a mutual friend, Sir Geoffrey Macklin.
Why tell me now?
Because apparently Walter knows why you are in Paris.
Has he told anyone?
No one. I would stake my life on it. In fact, I already have. A few days ago, Walter came to my room and he told me something about Claire Jouvet. But I knew that what he was telling me was not the whole truth. So I had Traeger track him. And he followed him to a small military airfield just outside the city. Walter was meeting a man. Traeger's description was extremely precise. An Irishman named Patrick Callahan. The man who has worked for me these last 7 years. No doubt the SS offered him more money, so he switched.
What do you think Hoffman will do next?
Whatever he does, he will do it soon, and he will do it alone. I've known Walter for years. He trusts no one. And that way no one can betray him. But no one can help him either.
There's two things really I've been planning. I'm gonna need your help.
How about going for a walk? So the artist can work in peace.
Don't go too far.
You know, Gus, Berlin is getting impatient. And I'm getting tired. I want to go home. So, I decided to close the book, write the final report.
You have everything you need on Wheeler?
Tell me, Gus, did you actually see the original documents on Wheeler's medical condition?
Why, is there a problem?
I hope you'll understand when I say that I've always liked you, Gus. But I never trusted you. These past few days, a number of things have been troubling me. You, Andy, and most of all, Jürgen Brausch. You don't know him as I do, or thought I did. How could such a man betray his country? Now, as to you and Andy, if he was giving us false information, it had to come from you. And as you fed him the false information, you, Gus, must know the truth. Wheeler's expendable. I have to turn him over to Ritter. Now I have you. You know, when the war is over, none of this will make any difference whatsoever. But for now, must ask you to come with me, Gus.
I'm afraid it's a little too late for that, Walter.
Claire. You've got to get that plane this afternoon. 4 o'clock, all right?
Yes.
Have them bring your boy to the field, and I will meet you there. If I'm not there by 5 o'clock, you leave without me. Just do it, okay? You did real good.
He was going to kill you. Promise me you'll do right.
I promise you. Tell your staff what it says.
Well, this appears to be a personal directive from Walter Hoffman. It says that he has been called to Calais. It says that you are to speak with his authority. And that Ernst Ritter is to be relieved of his commission and held in detention.
It's a matter of treason. It'll all be made clear in the next 10 days. Continue.
It says that you are to bring the American prisoner to Calais immediately.
Captain Traeger, I want the prisoner.
Colonel Bausch.
You will address yourself to me. Show him the order.
What is this?
It's a direct order from your commanding officer.
This is obviously faked. I don't believe a word of this.
It's over, Colonel. Save your outrage for the court-martial. Colonel Brausch, you have your orders. Captain Traeger, bring the car on the double. Move it!
Hold it, Captain Lang.
This man is now in your custody. General Hoffman will expect a full, detailed report. Walk with me, Colonel. One last thing to settle. Just hold up, partner. We're getting out of this. Steps here, so take it easy.
Ja, hello. An emergency call, please. For General Walter Hoffmann.
Nice and slow. Whatever happens, your legs are taking you to that car. You're going home, to the farm, to Steph. You just keep walking. Colonel, why don't you come with us?
Listen, Captain, it's a long way to the airfield. I can buy you some time. You need every minute of it.
And what happens when they start piecing this together?
Right now, that doesn't really matter. Goodbye.
like this.
But it cannot be engaged. But this is an emergency. You must clear the line. Help me with it.
Okay, time to go. I'm sorry, we can't wait any longer. Please. Go on, young man. Up we go. Please. All right, time to go.
Tell headquarters the car is abandoned. Send more troops to search this area. You stay here. Search this area. Go. I'll look ahead. Come on. Andy, look at this.
Command of General Eisenhower, Allied naval forces, supported by strong air forces, began landing Allied armies this morning on the northern coast of France. This ends the reading of communique number 1 from Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force.